Our next guest is the fabulous dancer, Lillian Colón. How are you?
Hi, Donna. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy to have you on the show. You are extraordinary. You just woke up one day and decided, I got to dance. But you were a little older to start your dancing career. How old were you, Lillian?
I was about 14.
Okay.
Which is a little older than most little young girls. They start at 5.
Right, because most little girls sometimes have the opportunity for the parents or someone to pay for dance lessons, and they can do tap and they can do ballet and they can do jazz. But you are a self-made woman. You took it upon yourself to find opportunities to learn. So can we talk about that? Because it's so impressive.
Absolutely. Well, I was in the projects. We don't normally get those dance classes that all those other little girls get. So, but I was sent to an orphanage at 3. And I stayed there until I was 18. And when I was 14, or about 13 and a half, the nuns brought in a dance teacher from the High School of Performing Arts. And I decided to take the class. And I fell in love with it from the very first class. And the nuns were like, "You're not going to make it, you know." And I was like, "I'm going to try." So I auditioned for the High School of Performing Arts. And by the luck of God, I got in. And that's where I started.
It's very wonderful and prestigious that you were able to do that. And you've always been a trailblazer, if you will. You know, with your dancing feet, you were able to do extraordinary things. You were recently just in the Heights. So that was fun. Right?
That was it was exhilarating. Just to hear that Latin music, that fills my soul.
And speaking of Latin, you were the first Latino to be able to become a Radio City Hall Rockette.
Exactly. I didn't set out to be the first Latina Rockette, but my dancing, thank God that I was able to train well, and it got me into Radio City Rockettes, and that was a dream come true.
Now, you know, the Rockettes, I mean, must have been an interesting time for you, because up until that point, everybody basically had to be like a certain height, a certain weight, had to have the certain leg type, right? Because all
Correct.
About synchronicity.
Correct.
How did you find yourself in that experience, you know, knowing what we do now a few years later? What was that like for you then? And can you just talk to us a little bit about how proud you are, or how great you must feel about what you were able to accomplish?
I am truly proud to be the first Latina Rockette. I'm proud to be able to open doors. Well, in my case, I was banging down those doors and hoping to get in. They didn't know I was Latina. And then the papers blew up the story of me in the orphanage and becoming the first Latina Rockette. And now I have this platform that I must share with the next generation, and hope to build dreams for them.
You're featuring your story in a book, and you are hopefully going to make a film of your life. There's so many good things, so many ways to communicate your journey now that you've had extraordinary success. Did you know that it was going to become this for you? Did you always just keep believing in yourself?
I still, to this day, I feel like I'm still fighting to believe in myself. I do. I hope that my story, and I have this platform, so I have to share it. I have to share with all the young dancers that are out there in the world, and all disenfranchised children, that we all need somebody. And if I kept the story to myself, it wouldn't be fair. So I decided that I had to give back and hope that if I can inspire at least just one person, then I did my job.
And if there is someone that maybe is disadvantaged, they come from a disadvantaged home, and maybe they can't afford dance shoes or tap shoes, are there simple little things that they could do, that they could attach to their shoe to give them that sound? I'm talking about just a DIY thing, so that everybody could get an opportunity to dance, even if they're just experiencing it in a small way.
I remember as a child, I used to put the thumbtacks on my shoes to make the sound of the taps, just hoping one day that I would learn how to tap. I wasn't able to take tap lessons. I learned it because I'm Latina, because I got rhythm, I got that jicamo, and that we can do what anybody else can do. So
Yes.
but you have to have the passion, and you have to have the perseverance, and you have to continue to believe in yourself. I still fight to this day to believe in myself and hope that I can share my story, which is not really easy to tell. Sometimes it gets to me emotionally. I tell it in on stage in a one-woman show, but it gets to me a lot of times. Believe me, I get emotional on it. But if I don't share it, then I wouldn't be doing any justice to the next generation.
And perhaps you've not done certain major things in your life on the exact timeline as other people, right? So maybe it might have taken you by surprise that certain things happened at different chapters in your life. But what a wonderful, extraordinary life you've had so far. And you're not done yet, right? And you're
Oh
not
no!
done yet.
Oh no!
So you
Oh
have your
no!
one-woman show and you're doing new things. What about choreography? Have you started to do some of your own choreography, and what's happening with that?
I have choreographed. I choreographed for Menudo when Ricky Martin was only 12 years old. And I toured with them and choreographed with them. And I hope to continue to choreograph. I teach every week. I teach in Manhattan. And I build on my choreography there as well. And I hope one day I can pass my dance shoes as well as my choreography on to the next generation.
I love that. And thank you for sharing that about the thumbtacks, because, that's quite okay. There's people all over America and all over the world, actually, that watch my show. And, for those young people out there, boys and girls, if we could just say, hey, if we can do it, you can do it. And I think you're the epitome of that, Lillian, is that to have a
Thank you,
dream
Donna.
and then to be able to dance, on all the stages that you've been able to dance on, and the film work that you've done, and just everything. So congratulations, and thank you so much for spending a little bit of time celebrating your culture and your heritage and your journey.
Thank you so much for having me. And I hope to inspire many young, disenfranchised, and anybody, even over 50. Hey, we can
Absolutely.
inspire
Oh
over
yeah.
50 these days.
Speaking of that, you were featured in Forbes. That's hello, right?
I know. With an amazing group of women to be chosen as 50 out of 10,000 women to be chosen as a Forbes. I can't even believe that. Coming from the projects to Forbes.
Hey. Well, it's all well deserved. Thanks again for spending some time with us today.
Thank you for having me,
Okay.
Donna.
It was a true joy. Okay. Be well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.